The hallway light flickers. A small hand presses against a door that never opens. Inside, voices rise and fall like distant thunder. Then silence. She stands there, still as furniture, learning that calm can be dangerous. That night, something quiet inside her decides, if no one holds the world together, she will. Morning light slips through the curtains, landing on toys that haven't been touched in weeks. She moves through the house quietly, careful not to wake the storm behind closed doors. The clock ticks unevenly, its rhythm changing with the mood of the room. Breakfast isn't about hunger, it's about peacekeeping. She listens for footsteps, for tone, for warning. Every sound means something. Every silence means more. In this house, calm is currency, and she is learning to spend it wisely. Before school, she checks that the dishes are stacked, that the noise is small, that the air feels safe. She isn't the oldest, but she has already become the anchor. Somewhere between brushing her teeth and tying her shoes, childhood slips out the back door. It begins quietly, the way storms do when the sky is still pretending to be kind. A slammed door, a glass tipped too hard on the counter, a voice that shifts from calm to sharp in a single heartbeat. Her body reacts before her mind understands. Every sound becomes a signal. Every silence becomes a warning. She learns early that peace is never permanent. It's only borrowed until someone loses control. At 7, she starts reading faces like maps. The small twitch of an eyebrow, the pause before a sigh. These are her new alphabets, her way of decoding safety. Fear becomes a routine, anticipation becomes armor. She notices how her heart beats louder in quiet rooms and how she inhales more softly when someone enters. The world outside her feels uncertain, so she builds one inside herself made of rules and restraint. When the voices rise again, she finds something to do, folding laundry, arranging spoons, aligning the edges of magazines. It isn't just busy work, it's her attempt to control the uncontrollable. Every crease she smooths is a silent negotiation for calm. If everything looks perfect, maybe no one will notice how afraid she is. Days stretch into habits. She memorizes the rhythm of footsteps, the pattern of breathing behind closed doors. The hum of the refrigerator becomes her metronome of safety. A flicker in the light makes her flinch, not because it's bright, but because it reminds her how quickly things change. She learns to hold her breath during arguments, counting seconds instead of tears. Her room becomes her sanctuary and her prison. Toys gather dust, journals remain blank because writing the truth might make it real. She stares at the ceiling at night, tracing shapes in the shadows, pretending the darkness listens better than people do. This is how she learns that silence can be a kind of control, that the less you say, the safer you stay.
And then something inside her shifts. She starts to perform peace. She laughs when she should cry. She apologizes for things she didn't do. When adults say she's mature for her age, she smiles like it's a compliment. They don't see the cost. They don't see the weight of holding the world together with a child's hands. By the time she's old enough to understand what happened, it's already muscle memory. Her body knows how to scan a room before she walks in. Her ears know how to catch tension in someone's tone before the words even form. Stillness makes her anxious because chaos once meant connection. She calls it independence, but it's exhaustion disguised as strength. In school, she becomes the dependable one, the quiet achiever, the friend who listens, never asks. Praise feels like pressure. Success feels like survival. When someone calls her strong, it feels less like admiration and more like a warning. Don't break, don't rest, don't need. Years later, the pattern repeats in subtler ways. She checks her messages 3 times before sending one. She apologizes for taking up space in conversations. When someone shows care, she hesitates. Love feels like debt. Safety feels unfamiliar. Her adult self carries the echo of that small, frightened child, the one who learned too soon that calm must be earned. Now, even in quiet moments, she feels it. The hum beneath her skin, the endless monitoring of invisible danger. A life lived on alert. A nervous system that never got the message that the war is over. She's built an identity around composure, a mask that looks like grace, but feels like glass. She calls it being fine, but it's not peace. It's vigilance wrapped in politeness. And somewhere deep inside, that child still waits. For a noise that never comes, for a door that never opens, for someone to finally say, "You don't have to hold it all anymore." But no one says it. So she keeps holding, keeps smiling, keeps pretending safety is something she must earn. Because for her, growing up never meant freedom. It meant learning how to disappear beautifully. One afternoon, she drops a glass. It doesn't shatter loudly, just a soft crack that echoes longer than it should. She freezes, waiting for a voice that never comes. The house is silent. There is no danger, no storm, no one to clean up after. Still, her chest tightens like it always did. Her body doesn't know the war is over. She kneels to pick up the pieces, but something in her hand trembles. It's not fear of being scolded, it's the memory of being 7 again, sweeping up shards before anyone could see the mess. The smell of soap, the hum of the refrigerator, the old rhythm of survival. The glass glints in the light, and for a moment, she sees herself in it. Not the calm, composed adult she became, but the child who kept the peace at any cost. That's when it hits her. The strength she built wasn't strength at all. It was structure, a shield, a way to make love predictable, even if it meant losing herself. Every task, every apology, every sleepless night spent trying to be enough. It wasn't care. It was fear, disguised as purpose. She stands up slowly. The sunlight filters through the curtains, soft and forgiving. Dust drifts through the air like memory. In that light, she sees how her independence was never freedom. It was armor. The quiet she prided herself on was silence learned from survival. The competence people praised was a mask made of responsibility she never chose. For the first time, she doesn't rush to clean up the broken glass. She lets it sit for a moment, breathing in the stillness. The danger she's been running from isn't outside anymore. It lives in the reflex to protect what no longer needs saving. It wasn't strength that kept her safe, it was the illusion of control. She spent her life earning safety with service, but love was never a reward she had to win. The light shifts, landing on her face like a quiet revelation. She realizes she has spent years performing peace when all she ever needed was permission to stop pretending. For the first time, she doesn't fix the moment. She simply stands in it and lets it be. What saved her then is what quietly suffocates her now. The same instincts that once kept her safe now keep her distant. The world calls it strength, but she knows it as loneliness. Every act of independence is a quiet echo of the child who had no choice but to stand alone. She begins to see that healing isn't about becoming stronger, it's about becoming softer. It's about letting go of the need to monitor every silence, to fix every crack before it forms. The safety she's been chasing isn't found in control, it's found in surrender. Outside, rain begins to fall, gentle and steady, washing the dust from the window. She watches it trace slow lines down the glass, each drop a small permission to breathe again. What once felt like weakness now feels like release. The air feels lighter, as if the house itself exhales with her. For the first time, the quiet doesn't sound like danger. It sounds like peace, finally finding its way back home. The hallway light flickers again, but this time it doesn't feel like warning. It feels like memory. The same door that once stayed closed now stands slightly open, letting in a thin line of gold. The air is still, but not tense. Just quiet. Safe. Somewhere in that same house, a child finally sets down the weight she was never meant to carry. The floorboards no longer creak with fear, only with the sound of small steps learning how to rest.